Hey y'all, what's up? This is Jesse Both, aka J-Bone, and I'm here to give you a quick win guide for the Pro Division. This will not cover the Expert Division because the Expert Division wins are much different than the Pro, even though both divisions are playing from the same tee. In the Pro Division, you're going to find wins very similar to what you saw in the Rookie as far as direction-wise go. A little bit stronger though, power-wise. In the Expert Division, I'm pretty sure you're going to see more left to right wins and maybe some tougher directions and definitely tougher power numbers. But what we're going to do is we're going to go over the holes one by one quickly, and I'm going to show you what the winds are going to be like on your tee shot and then some of the various positions for your second shots on each of the holes. Whatever data I do have, I will show you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Don't have a whole lot of time, so I'm going to try to get through this quickly. Short and sweet, and just get you the information so that you can get out there, use it to your advantage, and hopefully shoot a little bit better, and maybe not be as stressed out trying to prepare for your shot if you already have the information beforehand. So here we go, hole number one. Off the tee, we're looking at our winds are going to be blowing pretty much a tailwind, slanted to the left-hand side. I would say about 11:30, and this is using a quasar ball. The wind power was at 7.0, so depending on what kind of ball you use, that may change. If you use a Titan ball, you'll have a stronger wind. If you go with a stronger wind resistance ball, you'll have a lesser wind. So that may change depending on what you do as far as the ball goes. For your next shot, right up in here, you're looking at winds blowing kind of a slight headwind, very slight, but pretty and more of a right to left side wind with a slight headwind blow to it, and that one is at 6.7 miles per hour from right there. Okay, so keep in mind when you do see these winds and directions on my screen, those are the directions that you will see when you're facing the hole on your shot. Okay, so that right there is basically like an 8 o'clock hour wind. So when you're facing the hole, unless you're facing the hole this way, let me clear it and just start over. If you're facing the hole this way, okay, your wind is going to be looking like, say like, this is the hour of a clock right here, see? Noon, 6 p.m., 8 p.m. So your wind's going to be blowing that way. Got me? So just imagine a clock, and when I say the clock number, that's the way your wind's going to be blowing. Hopefully that helps clarify things. Hopefully that didn't confuse you more. But just remember, what you see is the wind you're going to see when you're facing the hole for your shot. All right, next hole, we got par 3. Yeah, par 3. Par 3, pretty simple. We're going to have winds blowing pretty much at tailwind, right to left, 5.5. And this shot was taken with the katana ball. So keep that in mind when you are setting up your shot. This was the wind speed using a katana ball off that second tee. And then if someone used a navigator ball, it was a 4.8. So 5.5 was the katana, and 4.8 was the navigator. Okay? So depending on what ball you use, those winds will change depending on the wind resistance that you're using for your ball. All right, next hole. Fun par 5, okay? If you decide to go, let's see, we're going to be showing shots here and there, and off the tee box, your wind is going to be faced tailwind, left to right, 12:30, 1 o'clock-ish, 4.3 miles per hour. And that was with, oh, my bad, nope. Wrong. That was the rookie wind. Off the second tee, your wind's going to be blowing right to left, 11:30. And with a quasar, it was 7.2. With a basic ball, it was 9.2. Okay. For your second shot from the right, blowing that direction, this was the quasar, and it was 8.1. From the left side, using the basic ball, it was blowing pretty much the same way, and it was 8.9. So there you go. Pretty high winds for your second shot. Both right to left slight tailwinds, slight right to left tailwinds, but most likely pretty much is right behind you, and that's what you're going to see on this hole. For our next hole, this is a par 4. This is a very tough little par 4. Off the tee box using a navigator, you're going to see winds blowing pretty much tail, slightly right to left, facing 6.7 miles per hour. And I still like the shot right here with the left curl. I have seen people taking the bump shot here. If you do that bump shot, beware that you will probably have to slightly overpower your shot. And also remember, when you're adjusting for your wind, this is a downhill shot and this is over water, so you need a double adjustment, about 20% extra added to your wind when you're making your adjustment. Okay? So if I had a 6.7 miles per hour wind, I would probably add about 1.3, 1.2 extra miles per hour on to my wind. So you adjust as it's like an 8. I would adjust for it being like 8 miles an hour. Alright, next hole, par 5. Definitely an eagle hole, chance at an albatross. Off the tee, we're looking at wind, pretty much a straight tailwind. Using the Kingmaker, it was 5.6 miles per hour. Using the Quasar, it was 6.2-ish miles an hour, is somewhere right in there. Maybe a little bit more than 6.2, but that's it. For our second shots are going to be from here and here. Okay, so I have one from each of the positions that you'll play. If you're taking the second shot from the, let's see, from the left-hand side, you're going to be looking at a wind blowing this way, and it is about 5.4 miles per hour. That was the Kingmaker. And our second shot from over here, we're looking at a wind blowing left to right tailwind, and that was 7.6 miles per hour, and that was with the Quasar. Okay? So that is your winds on this hole from your tee box and your left or right pass, depending on which one you decide to go with. Next hole. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm rushing these, but I've got limited time and trying to get this information out for everybody. Off the tee box right here, it's a right to left tailwind, tilted slightly to the left, I would say about 11:30 hour. This is with the Katana ball, and it was 6.8 miles per hour wind. So that is that one. Short and sweet. And next hole. Let's see. Alright, from the pro, using a marlin ball, we're looking at pretty much a straight tailwind, slightly slanted to the left, 8.5 miles per hour. Second shot from up in here, also pretty much a straight tailwind shot, and that one was 7.0 miles per hour. So this should be a fairly easy hole, as long as you're able to get your drive in the correct position. I'm going to adjust for your wind. I would suggest taking a club that you can adjust easier, depending on what your big dog is accuracy wise. I like clubs around 50 for these shots. It makes it very easy, 2 miles per hour per ring. So that would be a 2.5, 3.5 ring adjustment for that second shot. Next hole, here we go, par 3. For the pro, this is using the Quasar ball. Their winds are going to be slanting to the left. I would say about 11:30, somewhere in there. This is with the Quasar, and we're looking at a 6.0 miles per hour. With the tailwind, you definitely want to make sure you do not topspin this shot. I would say if you really want to go aggressive, no spin, but at least a half to 1 bar of backspin on this shot if you want to play it safer and not risk going into the rough above the green. Maybe 2 bars of backspin. But you got to be able to make the shot before that even matters. So you got to be able to hit that left spin and left curl and hit a perfect shot. If you can't get to that point, talking about top spins and backspins really don't matter. But this is definitely an aceable hole. I'm not sure. It seems like it's a little bit easier than it has been in the past to get the ace on this hole. So we'll see. But I do expect to see some aces on this hole this tournament. Last and final hole, hole number 9. Off the tee. This is with a kingmaker. It's going to be about a 6-mile-an-hour wind, and we're looking at pretty much straight tailwind. Are you seeing a trend on these winds? Lots of tailwinds, and slight left or slight right. Nothing too drastic in the pro from what I've seen so far. So we got a shot from here, and then a shot from here. The shot from the bottom one was taken with the kingmaker. The wind was blowing pretty much tailwind, and it was 6.2. From the second position, this is using just a football ball, another tailwind, and it was a 7.3 miles per hour. So I would definitely pack your big dog for this hole. If you have a guardian at really high level, you might be able to use it as well, but you definitely need to get up into this area right here if you're going to use the guardian, and you want to just take a nice comfortable shot at the hole without having to possibly overpower or anything. So anyways, that is the wind guide for the pro. Hopefully y'all will use that information and help improve your tournament standings. What I would suggest is look at those tee shots and figure out what driver you're going to use, and in your mind, or even write it down on paper, how many bars of adjustment you're going to have to make, so that you already have that information in front of you and don't have to do that on the fly as you're getting your shot prepared. That will give you a couple extra seconds for your shot setup, and when you are not having to rush your shot, you're much more likely to hit that perfect shot as well. So use this information to the best of your ability to help set up your shots before you have to take them. And until next time, peace out. God bless.